Average is one of the easiest scoring topics in CAT Quant, yet many aspirants make it harder than what it needs to be. Most students immediately start adding numbers and dividing them, but CAT often rewards those who understand the logic behind averages rather than those who rely on calculation. This video covers some of the smartest approaches to tackle averages questions effectively and save valuable time in the exam. So let's get started.
Hi everyone, welcome to Cracku's video series. In today's video, we will be looking towards the shortcuts, tips and tricks in our quant shortcut series. And today we have averages topics. So averages is kind of related to ratios. So some shortcuts we use in ratios, we can use them here as well. Also, there are some extra shortcuts or some extra tips which we will be using here. Shortcuts doesn't mean something as a different thing, but it is a kind of an elegant way to solve a question, so that you can save time and solve more and more question in the given time. So let us start with the averages. So our first one is nothing but stack and divide trick. Basically, you don't have to remember all these names. These are the just name which I gave to the shortcuts. Basically, you have to understand the concept behind that method. So what is this? It says that average is simply the total value divided by total quantity. We all agree on this. What is average? Average is nothing but total sum divided by total quantity. So if the ratio of total values and the ratios of quantity is given, then the ratio of averages can be found just by dividing the individual terms. What does it mean? It means that, for example, A and B are there, and you have given the total. The totals of A and B are in the ratio 14:9. Also, the quantities of A and B are in the ratio 7:3. So what does it say? It says that averages of A and B can be found simply by dividing total by the quantity. So what is 14 by 7? It is nothing but 2. What is 9 by 3? It is 3. So the ratio of averages is nothing but 2:3. What we did? We got the ratio of total sum, then we got the ratio of total quantities, and we simply divided total by the quantities to get the ratio of averages. This is a very basic thing. Why? Because average is equal to total sum divided by total quantity. So this is the basic formula of the averages which we are using in this trick. So let us solve an example which is based on this one. So in this question, which was asked in CAT 2023, which is assumed as a difficult paper, it says that in a company, 20% of the employees work in the manufacturing department. If total salary obtained by all the manufacturing employees is 1/6 of the total salary obtained by all the employees in the company, then the ratio of the average salary obtained by the manufacturing employees to the average salary obtained by non-manufacturing employees. What we will do here? We will just find the ratio of total salary for manufacturing and non-manufacturing. Then we will find the ratio of total number of employees for manufacturing and non-manufacturing. Just we will divide the particular quantities. How will we do that? Let us see. So here we have manufacturing employees and we have non-manufacturing employees. So what is the total salary of each of them? In other words, what is the ratio of total salaries? If you see carefully, it is given total salary obtained by all the manufacturing employees is 1/6 of the total salary obtained by all the employees in the company. So if total salary obtained by all the employees is, for example, 6x, what will be for manufacturing employees? It is 1/6 of this, which is x. So for non-manufacturing, it will be nothing but 6x minus x, which is 5x. So what is the ratio of total salary obtained by manufacturing is to non-manufacturing? It is nothing but x is to 5x or 1:5. Now, it is given that 20% of the employees work in manufacturing. So the remaining 80% will work in non-manufacturing. So what is the ratio of number of employees for both the departments? It is nothing but 20% is to 8%, which is nothing but 1 is to 4. Now we know the total salary, we know the number of employees. So what will be the average salary? It is nothing but just the total salary divided by number of employees. So 1 divided by 1, it is nothing but 1, and 5 divided by 4 is nothing but 5 by 4. So the ratio is 1 is to 5 by 4. To convert it into normal integers, we will multiply both sides by 4. So this will become 4 is to 5. So this is the ratio of average salary obtained by manufacturing is to non-manufacturing employees, which is given in the option number B. So option B is the correct choice here. Did we write any equations here? We didn't write equation. We just took the ratio of total salary for two departments, then the number of employees in the two departments, and then we just divided the given terms to get the ratio of average salaries. So this is how you solve this question. Now let us look at the next shortcut. Now this is important. It says the marginal change shortcut. What is it? It is basically a short concept which you can use when you spot some pattern. So it says when two scenarios share the same total number of items, just look at the difference in the absolute values and divide it by difference in the averages to get the total quantity. What does it mean? It means that, for example, initial sum is equal to S. For example, now scenario 1, in this what we do is that if A is added, for example, average increases by X. Scenario 2 is if B is added to the sum, then let us say average increases by Y. And in the both cases, the number remains same. Let's say N and N. So the total number of quantities remains N in the both cases. So these are the assumptions for this shortcut. So let us say initial sum was S and the total number of quantity in the both cases remains same. So it says when two scenarios share the same total number of items. So number of items is same here. So what does it tell? Just look at the difference in the absolute values. What are the absolute values? Here A is added and here B is added and divided by difference in the averages to get the total quantity. So it says from scenario 1 we can write S plus A divided by N is equal to X, or you can say initial average was, for example, C. So it will be C plus X. In another scenario, it will be S plus B divided by N is equal to C plus Y. Now, if you subtract the second equation from the first equation, you will get A minus B divided by N is equal to X minus Y. So from here, N is nothing but A minus B divided by X minus Y. This is what our shortcut says. It says when two scenarios share the same total number of items. So same total number of items is N in the both the cases. Then just look at the difference in the absolute values. What are the absolute values? The values which are added. So this is A, this is B. So these values are added. So difference between them is nothing but A minus B, or the absolute difference between them is nothing but A minus B, and divided by the difference in the averages. Now here average is increased by X, here it increased by Y. So difference is nothing but X minus Y. So we divided it by X minus Y, and what did we get? We got total quantity. So total quantity was anyway N. So N equals to mod of a minus b divided by x minus y. So this is the working behind this concept. Now let us try to solve a p by q question based on it. In this question we are given, in a football tournament, a player has played a certain number of matches. We don't know. And 10 more matches are to be played. Okay. If he scores a total of 1 goal over the next 10 matches, his overall average will be 0.15 goals per match. Okay. On the other hand, if he scores a total of 2 goals over the next 10 matches, his overall average will be 0.2 goals per match. The number of matches he has played. So let us assume here the number of matches that he has played is n. And in the first case, if he is playing 10 more matches, and what is happening? Absolute value. If he scores total of 1 goal, so he scored 1 goal, so his average became how much? 0.15. In second what? In the next 10 matches, for example, again n plus 10, if he scores 2 goals over the next matches, so this is 2, the average will become 0.2. So if you see in the both the scenarios, the number is same, n plus 10, n plus 10. So to find this n plus 10, what we can do? Difference of values. So difference of absolute values, it is nothing but 2 minus 1, which is 1. So n plus 10 is equal to 1 divided by difference in the averages. What is the difference in the averages? 0.2 minus 0.15, which is 0.05. So this is nothing but 20. So n plus 10 is equal to 20 and n is equal to 10. What are we asked? We are asked how many matches he has played. He has played n matches only, and this 10 indicates what? In the next 10 matches. So he has played n matches till now, and what is the value of n? It is nothing but 10. So did we write any equations here? No. We just observed that in the both scenarios, the number of total matches was remaining same. So if the number of total matches is remaining same, what is that number? It is equal to the difference between the absolute values, which is 1 goal, or total values I can say in the scenarios, the total values in both the scenarios divided by difference in the averages in the both scenarios. So this is how you solve the question. So here, instead of writing big equations, you could just solve it by this method. Now let us look at the next one. Okay, this is very much important, and this forms a very basic of the averages. It says that when two groups mix, the final combined average lands somewhere between them. The final average will be pulled close to the larger group. The ratio of people in group is simply the reverse of the ratio of difference of averages groups from the new average. It is nothing but an alligation concept. What does it say? It says if A is here and I have M. So this is case 1, this is average, and this is number. And in case 2, you have average as B and number of people as N. If you combine both of them, if you get C here, this C is the average by combining them. How do you write the alligation? Let us assume A is less than C, less than B. So here I can write C minus A divided by B minus C is equal to N by M. So this says when two groups mix, the final combined average lands somewhere in between them. So if this group and this group are mixed, the final average will be in between them, and the final average will be pulled closer to the larger group. So whatever the larger value will be from M and N, the average will be pulled towards them. And the ratio of people in the groups is simply the reverse of ratio of difference of averages. So C minus A won't be equal to M, it will be equal to N. Why? Reverse we are taking. And B minus C will be equivalent to M. So this is nothing but a simple concept of the alligation which we are using in this question. Now we will solve the question based on it. In this question we are asked, the average weight of students in a class increased by 600 grams when some new student joined the class. If the average weight of the new student is 3 kg more than the average weight of the original student, then the ratio of number of original student to the number of new students. You don't have to write the equation or anything here. Let us say, we just remember what I had said. A is less than C is less than B. A is the average of one group, B is the average of other group, and C is the combined average. So let us say the initial average was X. The final average became 0.6 gram more or 0.6 kg more. 600 grams is nothing but 0.6, and the average weight of new students is 3 kg more than the average weight of original students. If average weight of original student is X, the average students of new students will be X plus 3. Now what? Just apply the alligations here. So this will be 3 minus 0.6, which is 2.4, and X plus 0.6 is 2 minus X, which is 0.6. So this is nothing but initial group, and this is nothing but new group, or this is, I can say, original group. So what is the ratio of original to new? It is nothing but 2.4 divided by 0.6, which is equal to 4:1. So here answer will be 4:1. What did we do in here? We didn't do anything. We know that whenever two groups mix, the average will be in between them. So we assume the original group has average X, and the average increased by the new average became X plus 0.6. Because of what did this become X plus 0.6? Because of some new students whose average is what? 3 kg more than the original one. So we just applied the alligation and got the answer. Here you don't have to write any equations or anything. Even I assume this variable, you don't even have to assume that variable. You can just plot it on the number line and you can get it. So this is how, in a simple way, you can save your time and also solve it in an elegant way. Now let us look at some more questions based on the averages and some shortcuts or some elegant ways to solve those.
If you found these shortcuts useful, imagine revising every important quant topic in one single place. We have created a 7-hour quant formula revision just for you. This marathon is made by Maruti sir and Sayali ma'am, covering all high weightage topics, essential formula, smart shortcuts and exam oriented questions that you definitely need for CAT. It's designed to help you revise faster, solve questions more efficiently and strengthen your quant fundamentals. Whether you are starting your preparation now or are in middle of your preparation or are in the final phase, this is a resource that you'll keep coming back to. Check out the CAT Quant Formula Complete Revision by Maruti sir and Sayali ma'am, and if you want a link to this video, just comment Quant Formula in the comment section and we will send it to you.
Now this question says there are 4 numbers such that average of the first 2 number is 1 more than the average of first number. Average of first 3 numbers is 2 more than average of first 2 numbers. Average of first 4 numbers is 3 more than average of first 3 numbers. Then the difference between the largest and the smallest number is what? Here most of the people would start writing the equations, but you don't have to write the equations. Here what you have to do? Assume the values. How? Let us see. Let us say there are 4 numbers A, B, C and D. So D is the largest, A is the smallest. Now you are asked the difference here. So it doesn't matter what you assume the number. Let us say A is 0. Now it is said the average of first 2 numbers, it means these 2 numbers, is 1 more than the average of first number. What is the average of first number or the first number? It is 0. So this average will be 1. If average of 2 number is 1, their sum will be equal to 2 into 1. So sum is equal to 2. So A plus B equals to 2. So if A is 0, B will be equal to Now average of first 3 numbers is 2 more than the average of first 2 numbers. What is the average of first 2 numbers? It is 1. So average of first 3 numbers will be 1 plus 2, which is 3. So if average of 3 numbers is 3, here sum will be what? 9. 3 into 3. So 0 plus 2 plus something is equal to 9. So C should be equal to 7. Now average of first 4 numbers. So this average is what? Is 3 more than average of first 3 numbers. So what is the average of first 3 numbers? It is 3. It is 3 more than, it means it is 6. So what will be sum of 4 numbers? It will be nothing but equal to 24. Now 0 plus 2 plus 7 plus something is equal to 24. What should be D be? D should be 15. What are we asked? We are asked the difference between the largest and the smallest number. Largest number is 15, smallest number is 0. So what will be the difference? Difference is 15 minus 0, which is 15. So 15 is the correct answer here. Did we assume any variables or did we write any equations here? No, we just assumed a very simple value because we were asked the difference at the end. And hence we solved this question very easily. Under some 30 seconds like that, you can solve this question. So now let us look at the next question. In this question we are asked, there are 3 persons A, B and C in a room. If a person D joins the room, the average weight of the persons in the room reduces by x kg. Focus here, it reduces by x kg. Instead of D, if person E joins the room, the average weight of persons in the room increase by 2x kg. So here increase is given. If the weight of E is 12 kg more than D, then what value of x is? This is nothing but when the number of quantity remains same, that number of quantity is equal to difference in the total values in both cases divided by difference in the averages. So let us see here. First there were 3 people. Now if D joins, how many people will be there? 4 people. What happens here is that D is added and because of that average reduces by x kg. Reduces means what? Negative x, we will say. If instead of D, E had joined, if E had joined, there will be A, B, C and E. So still there will be 4 people only. So E had joined. So what happens here? The average becomes 2x kg increase and x kg decrease here, right? So here the difference of average is minus x, here difference of average is 2x and the number of people in both cases is same. So we know that number of people 4 is equal to difference between the total values divided by difference between average. So difference between averages is nothing but 2x minus x. So this is given as E is 12 kg more than D. So this is 12 divided by 3x. So from here I can say 12x is equal to 12 or x is equal to 1. So what we did here, we just understood that in the both scenarios the number of people is same. So we applied our concept where the number of people is equal to difference between the total values divided by difference in the averages, and hence we found the value of x. Here you don't have to write any equations like a plus b plus c plus d divided by 4 minus a plus b plus c, something like that. Okay, now let us look at the next question. In this question we are asked, Manu earns 4,000 per month and wants to save an average of 550 per month in an year. If in the first 9 months his monthly expenses was rupees 3,500 and he foresees that 10th month onward his monthly expense will increase to 3,700. In order to meet his yearly saving target, his monthly earnings in rupees from the 10th month onward should be what? So this is nothing but two groups are combining and the average is falling in between them. How? In first 9 months, what is her monthly saving? Her monthly saving is nothing but 4,000 minus 3,500. So this 500 is there for first 9 months. Now for the remaining 3 months, we don't know how much is she saving, but we know that combining first 9 months and the last 3 months, on an average she should save 550. Okay, because he wants to meet his yearly saving target. So we know the average of two groups is nothing but 550. Just apply the alligation here. So this 500 minus 550 minus 500 will be 50. So if 3 parts is 50, 9 parts will be 150. As this value is less than the average value, this value will be greater than this average value. And how much greater? 550 plus 150, which is 700. What did we understand by 700? We understood that for the last 3 months, she is saving 700 per month on an average. Also, for the last 3 months, her monthly expense is 3,700. So, how much her income should be? It should be expenses plus her savings. So, this is nothing but 4,400. This is given in option number A. So, option A is the correct choice here. What did we do here? We did it nothing. We just understood that for first 9 months she is saving something, and for the last 3 months she is saving something, and combining these two groups, the average saving is coming to be 550 per month. So we just wrote down the alligation format, found how much she is saving for the last 3 months and added it to her expenses to get her income. So this is how we solve this question. Now let us look at the next question. In this question we are asked, a CAT aspirant appears for a certain number of tests. His average score increases by 1 if the first 10 tests are not considered, and decreases by 1 if the last 10 tests are not considered. If his average score for the first 10 and the last 10 tests are 20 and 30 respectively, then the total number of tests taken by him is what? This is nothing but when first 10 tests are not considered, some number will be there. When last 10 tests are not considered, some number will be there. But the number will be same in the both cases. For example, if total tests are n, in first scenario, first 10 tests are not considered. So number will be n minus 10. In the second scenario, the last 10 tests are not considered. So it will be still n minus 10. So in the both scenarios, the number will be n minus 10 or n minus 10. This tells us that we can use our trick where we learned when the number of total quantity is same, we can find that number by subtracting the absolute values divided by the difference in the averages. So let us understand this one by that. Let us say there are first 10 tests, then there are some tests in between, let us say x tests, and last 10 tests are there. Average of first 10 tests is nothing but 20. So total will be 200. Why? 10 into 20. Similarly, for last 10 tests, average is 30. So total will be 300. It is saying that the average increases by 1 if first 10 tests are not considered. So it means last 10 tests, which is x plus 10. Here how much are we adding? We are adding this 300 because we are considering this. So plus 300, and average is getting increased by 1. So plus 1. In another scenario, when the last 10 tests are not considered, so we have first 10 plus x. And here how much are we adding? We are adding 200. The average decreases by 1. Now we know in both cases x plus 10 is there. So we can say x plus 10 is equal to difference in the absolute values. So 300 minus 200, which is 100, divided by difference in the averages. So difference in the averages is nothing but 1 minus 1. This is nothing but 100 by 2, which is 50. So if x plus 10 is 50, x is equal to 40. What are we asked? We are asked the total number of tests taken by him. So if x is 40, then total will be first 10 plus last 10 plus 40. So 10 plus 10 plus 40, it will be equal to 60. So 60 should be the correct answer in this case. So this is how you solve this question without forming any equations. You just have to understand the structure, you just have to remember the heuristics that when to apply what, and there are so many questions, this type of questions come, which you can solve under 30 seconds without any writing any equations. If you are very good in calculation, you can even solve this orally, so you don't even have to worry about. What you can do just 10 into 20, 10 into 30, so 300 minus 200, which is 100, divided by difference in the averages, 1 minus minus 1, which is 2, so 50. 50 is what? X plus 10, so extra 10 will be 50 plus 10, 60. So you can solve this under even 30 or 20 seconds if you understand the concept without writing any equation. Now let us look at the one more question. The average height of 22 toddlers increased by 2 inches when 2 of them leave this group. If average height of these 2 toddlers is 1/3 the average height of the original 22, then the average height in inches of the remaining 20 toddlers is what? So instead of understanding it as leaving, these 2 toddlers leaving, let us understand that 2 toddlers are joining these 20 toddlers. So this is nothing but 20 toddlers have some average weight, average height, 2 toddlers have some average height, and the combining the 22 toddlers will have some average height. So let us say I have 20 toddlers here and I have 2 toddlers here. So combining them, I have 22 toddlers, and let us assume the 22 toddlers have average height as Ex. Now it is said that the average height of 22 toddlers increases by 2 inches. Increases by 2 inches matlab these 20 toddlers will have 3x plus 2. Why 3x plus 2? Because if 2 toddlers leave these 22 toddlers, I will get 20 toddlers only. And if it increases by 2 inches means it increases by 3x plus 2. And if the average height of these 2 toddlers who left the group is 1/3 the average height of the original 22. Original 22 was 3x. So 1/3 of this will be x. Nothing, just find out the x by alligations. So 3x plus 2 minus 3x is 2. So if 2 is equal to 2 parts, 20 will be equal to 20 parts. So 3x minus x is equal to 2x. So if 2x is 20, x will be equal to 10. And what do we have to find? We have to find average of 20 toddlers, which is nothing but 3x plus 2. Put 10 in place of x, you will get 30 plus 2, which is 32. So in this question, we just understood that average of 22 toddlers will be formed by 2 groups. What are 2 groups? Remaining 20 and the 2 who left. Just by the conditions given in the question, we wrote down very simple alligation equation and we solved it under 30 seconds. So this is how you solve these questions. And if you remember these average concepts, if you are good with average concepts, the shortcuts which I told or the elegant ways which I told, it will save your time like at least by 2 to 3 minutes if there are 3-4 averages question based. So you can form it, you can remember the heuristics, form a very little equations or do a very little algebra and solve it in an elegant way.
Comment down below what are some other topics you want us to cover for you. If you want to learn all important quant tricks, formula and concepts in one single place, check out the 7-hour CAT 2026 Quant Formula Complete Revision by Maruti sir and Sayali ma'am. The link of that video is in the description. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like it and share it. And for more such CAT preparation updates and content, make sure that you subscribe.